Hi vinyl community, it's Rob back for just another quick another video. Hopefully this one's going to be a bit quicker than a couple of the other ones I've done, and as the title suggests, it's not a competition video. I've just been to my local record shop in Stratford-on-Avon, made a couple of visits yesterday and then popped back in again this morning because there was a record that I'd seen, but I wanted to stream it first just to reacquaint myself with it, to make sure that it was something that I really wanted to buy, and I did, and very glad I did. Yeah. The shop, just in case anybody's interested, because I know there are a few of you in the VC around who live in and around all the Birmingham area, so one or two of you may have visited this shop. It's in the centre of Stratford-on-Avon. It's SJ Records. Okay, and they, yeah, as the name suggests, they buy, sell, trade. There's two really nice guys, a guy called Ben and his father, who's Scott. They both run the shop. I usually see Ben because he's there usually on a Saturday, and then his father's normally taking care of business on Sunday, so I met him this morning when I went in. But they're very, very accommodating. It's a great shop. Not a big shop, but they've got a lot of inventory, very reasonably priced, good range of stuff, 60s, 70s, some 80s pop, electronic, quite a big metal section as well, punk, but jazz and blues as well. So for people who are very into specific genres that they cater for as well, very, very well. Just a really welcoming, great atmosphere. They've always got stories to tell. They're both really, between them, they've got an incredible amount of knowledge. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've bought majority of my records from them. And to be honest, I wouldn't have heard of a lot of them had I not gone into that shop and been introduced to them. So I'm really indebted to them for that. So yeah, without any further ado, I've got a few records that I'd like to show. Anyway, cheers everybody. This is me on the Hop House Lager again. I know Dean, Grandma's Handbag, he always shows his tipple, as do a few of you. Just to let you know, I am pretty sober today. The video I uploaded the other night, I was a bit worse for wear, so I apologise about that, which is one of the reasons it was a bit rambling and went on a long time, but I'm a lot more coherent today, and yeah, this is my one and only drink. So cheers anyway. Okay, we start off. First thing I picked up was this, which is Astrud Gilberto, Shadow of Your Smile. This is a reissue on Verve. Wasn't expensive, but I really like Astrud Gilberto. Obviously, the girl from Ipanema, which you all know, with recorded with Gab Gilberto and Stan Getz. I don't have that album, but I would dearly love to pick up a copy of it. But yeah, I like her stuff, sort of breezy Brasilia kind of pop. Yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's got what is it, Take Me to Rwanda, that's a great one. Obviously a version of Fly Me to the Moon that Julie London did. Yeah, superb, can't go wrong with that. Next one I picked up was this, which I believe is Dave Mason's first solo album from Traffic, and that's Alone Together. This is a US press, I believe, on this ABC Blue Thumb label, which is quite nice. I've got one or two on this label. yeah, but this is a decent album. You know, it's got some good tracks on it, good vibe, that kind of early 70s kind of, almost like, it sounds a bit almost like CSN, sort of Crosby, Stephen Stills like, with his vocals, dare I say. But yeah, some really nice ones. Shouldn't Have Took More Than You Gave, I really like off this. World in Changes is great. Just as, yeah, it's a decent, good album. Let's just show you the gatefold there. There he is, looking very happy, with looking almost Dickensian there, with his cane and his hat. Yeah, so that's decent, and that wasn't expensive, so I was pleased to pick that up. Now this one, if you're not, for those not in the UK, probably you won't be particularly familiar with this, although you may have come across her. She died a few years ago, but had some success in the 70s. This is Lindsay DePaul, and this is her album, her debut album called Surprise. The only song that I knew off this was Sugar Me, which was her first hit, which I think is in a bit of an allusion to her cocaine habit, obviously, which they all did, didn't they, in the 70s, you know, with the Decadence and so on. So that's the gatefold of it. I love all those kind of illustrations that they used to do in the 70s. There she is, pretty girl. You know, they used to do these little pictures for each song, and sort of reminded me a bit of the Yellow Brick Road gatefold, you know, Elton John. But yeah, this is a decent album, you know. Some interesting arrangements on there. The songs are quirky. She had a quirky style. That was her quirk. It's on this MAM label. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the you know, the musicians and people that appeared on this album, you know, there's Danny Thompson and Terry Cox, obviously from Pentangle. Ralph McTell's playing acoustic guitar as well. Robert Kirby is mentioned as well as an arranger on a couple of the tracks. He was obviously I think he was a school friend of Nick Drake. Went to his college, I think, and helped arrange some of the string arrangements on his album. So you know you're in a safe pair of hands in terms of the sound and the arrangements with this album. But yeah, if you've not heard it, it's decent. You know, it's worth checking out, and it wasn't expensive. But this was the first time I'd seen it in the wild, so I picked it up. But yeah, that's Lindsay DePaul and Surprise. Okay, this next one was amazing. Ben's father, Scott, from the shop, had lent me a CD of Joan Baez. I had heard Joan Baez, obviously. I was aware that she was an American folk artist, you know, I think even pre-Dylan, I think, you know, the Newport Festival and that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, you know, but I didn't actually own anything by her. And he actually gave me this, which is amazing. This is her debut album. And this is Vanguard, which I think is part of the Philips label. Is this UK? Yeah, it's a UK pressing. But yeah, I mean, you know, Silver Dagger, How's the Rising Sun, John Riley. It's just classic songs on there. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. You know, he gave this to me, and it was just fantastic. So, Scott, Ben, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and I will really enjoy listening to this and treasure it. So, thank you. Okay, now the next one, I think a lot of you, particularly the psych heads and so on, are going to be familiar with this. I wasn't particularly familiar with this. I had heard this record, I think a couple of years ago, and people often talk about the first record being like the beginnings of garage and psychedelia. This is a reissue of Easter Everywhere, the 13th Floor Elevators. There's the back cover. It's still sealed. It's as I say, it's a reissue, so it's on this Get Back label. I think it's from 2001. But yeah, hopefully it's going to sound good. I mean, the songs are great. And I was streaming it last night, and this song on the second side, Dust, amazing. And to be honest, I would have bought it on the strength of that song. You know, I mean, sometimes, you know, when you hear an album and you just hear a song and it just stops you in your tracks, and that was one of them. So yeah, it's good stuff. I know some people say that it gets on their nerves a bit because of the electric jug, is it? I think that's playing on this album all the way through, and you can hear it in the background. And to be honest, I like it. It's quirky. It's not a sound that I've heard on any other record, and it's unique to the feel and style for this band. And that's what I like. I love that in music, when there's originality and stuff that is unique. So yeah, I'm looking forward to cracking that open and spinning that. That's the 13th Floor Elevators and Easter Everywhere. Okay, this last one I was really pleased to pick up. This is my favourite of the bunch, I think. This is continuing for my Bert Jansch collection. This is Bert and John. So it's Bert Jansch and John Renbourn, obviously both members of Pentangle, but artists, obviously great artists in their own right. This is the collaboration that they did, quite an early one from, I think, 1966. But early on in both of their careers. I think it's largely instrumental, but it's lovely, you know, and they play obviously really well and complement each other very well indeed. Both obviously into the blues. I think John has a little bit more of a leaning towards classical, but you know, the combination just works so well together. And you know, for those who are into 60s, you know, folk music and just great music, full stop, you know, would love this. But I'm sure there's quite a few of you out there who are already investigating Bert and probably have a lot of Bert, and yeah, they're fantastic. So I was really pleased to pick that up. I will be, of course, looking to do a video on Bert at some stage, but I'm still getting some pieces together, and yeah, I'm not quite ready for that yet, but hopefully I will be doing that before too long. But yeah, as I say, guys, that was just a really quick video. This is me on a Sunday afternoon in the Pink Attic doing a quick video. Just like I say, there's a few records that I picked up this weekend. So, but I hope you're all having a great weekend and enjoying yourselves. I know there's a lot of competitions going around at the moment. So obviously good luck with those, and they make really interesting viewing videos as well. So I'm enjoying working my way through those. But take care, guys, and speak soon. Peace.